Hi everybody, this is my video of my lesson plan, and it was a little challenging trying to pull this off as I do not have my own classroom. What I did do is I got with my third grade teacher and spoke to her about the project, and she offered to let me take her class as part of a state presentation. She is going through different states and regions, and so she asked if I would be willing to do that. And so I chose Texas as the state, and then kind of challenging trying to find out how to make the Georgia standards work with that, but I was able to come up with several. And so let me show you what I did to start this. I started a tour builder. So this was the first digital tool that I used. And I took the kids on a tour and I stopped the Mississippi River, which is one of the Georgia state standards. Another thing that I did was I hit the Rio Grande, which was another state standard. And then I went through some key places that you might want to travel and hit when you go to Texas. And I also went into the history of Texas, so I was able to get into some of the history, such as the Alamo, the Mexican War, the Native Americans, and also uh, the Spanish exploration of Texas. So that was the way I introduced this to the students. And then what I did is I had to be creative in how I um, assigned this project and came up with a project idea that was more than just me presenting something to the kids. So to get them involved, what I did was I created a Google Classroom, and let's see if I've got that up. Yeah, it's right here. So I created a Google Classroom for third grade with all the students in there, and I won't show their names since we're not supposed to reveal that. But what I did was to use the idea of coming up with something authentic, and so I had them become uh, travel agents that would want to sell a location of a place to go. And so, using some of the highlights of the video from Texas, they could choose any place that inspired them. So, they had their own freedom to choose what they would do. And then they would be able to design it based on the rubric and some requirements. And so, what I did was I created a rubric right here, and they had to come up with a company name. Um, and then they had to obviously have text that promoted where they want somebody to go. They had to come up with a picture. They had to be creative, put in effort, visual appeal, professionalism, participation, the digital tool that they used. And what I did was I taught them how to use several different digital tools that we learned in this class. So the first one of the many tools that I taught them was Adobe Page, and I put together these quick start guides to kind of walk them through that. And then I took them to the computer lab and taught them how to do this. This took a lot of time. And I taught them how to do posters. So each one of these assignments was actually a whole class period. And here was Adobe Videos. So I taught them how to use that. Some of my advanced students, I was able to teach them how to use Anchor. Most of them did not get that far. They were still struggling with some of the basic ones here. Um, and I was able to teach Canva. And Canva was actually the first one I taught them. And then I moved them into Adobe as I thought that would be a little bit easier for them. So those were you can see I used more than 5 tools here, or about 5 tools that I used to help these students learn some digital things. And then finally, the um, idea was that they would present this and present it to the class. And we haven't quite got there yet. I'm starting to run out of time, but they have been working and finishing this final project for me. The I guess the challenges are what I think could be improved. Obviously, it would help to have my own class and be using state standards as part of the curriculum. That would be very helpful, I think, in this particular project. And that's about all I've got. So hopefully that gives you a quick overview of what I did. And I did, of course, as I will show you this. This was the lesson plan template that I put together and completed as part of this. So all of this was done, and I appreciate the opportunity. Was challenging not having my own classroom, but was able to pull something off. Thank you. Have a great day.